Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to give you a quick update about the stock market, crypto, and also the meme coin Pepe. I'm going to give you a price prediction where I think it's going to go to. So first news of the day is the CPI. CPI, we're going to have CPI on the May 10. It's going to measure inflation, where we are, and how low we could go or how high we're going to go to. So as a consensus, as you can see from here on the Cleveland Fed, they are announcing on the May 10 the latest CPI report. We're going to see if inflation is going down. And unfortunately, as you can see, we are expecting a little bit of a pullback with inflation. So they're expecting inflation to come a little bit higher at roughly 5.2% compared to 4.9%, which was in March. So is that very significant? I don't think so, right? So already, if they're already forecasting this kind of CPI, it means that the market might react a little bit negatively, right, to this news, because they're not going to like it, because everybody's going to think inflation is ramping up again. But it might be just only one-off, and if you see the overall trend, inflation is going down, so which is a great news for us and also for crypto and for the stock market. So however, in the short term, if we see those numbers coming at 5.2 as expected, then it might cause a little bit of volatility to maybe we're going to experience a little bit of a pullback with Bitcoin and also with the stock market. So the second news of the day is Swedbank's strategy says US banking crisis is spreading. Of course, everybody's talking about this now. So we saw so many banks falling right now. We saw PacWest that is going down 60%. We saw First Republic Bank, and then there are going to be more to come. Because the problem is that right now, it's that by keeping those interest rates so high, everybody's trying to run away from these regional banks and go into central banks. And therefore, by doing that, the price of shares in the banks are going to fall like crazy. And of course, there is no protection, and it might end up in serious trouble. So if we're going to see more bank runs, it could really pose a very big systemic risk, which then could cause a big financial crisis like everybody is expecting right now. So we just have to wait and see the effect of the monetary policy of the Fed, and then we're gonna go from there. And cool. So the first so where are we with the crypto market? So crypto market, Bitcoin is still stuck in the $28,000. Unfortunately, is not moving at the moment, because I think they are waiting for the CPI results, and which are going to come in 3 days. So what it means? It means that we're going to see results higher than expected at maybe 5.1, 5.2 compared to the 4.9 of last time. Then it means that Bitcoin might have a correction. Otherwise, if we're going to see very low results, then we're going to see, of course, the Bitcoin price to go higher. So let's go into the chart so I can show you what I think is going to happen in the short term. So what I'm going to do now, first of all, I'm going to show you a little bit of what's happening here on the monthly chart of Bitcoin. As you can see, we are printing now a red candle over here. So this is the start of the new weekly candle, which I don't know if it's actually printing a bearish engulfing. No, it doesn't look like a bearish engulfing, but looks again like a doji. There is a little bit of uncertainty, and again, I think that Wednesday they are going to decide whether the direction of the market. So it's still my expectation that I'm not personally short-term very bullish. And when I talk about short-term, I'm talking about the next couple of weeks, because long-term, the next few months, I'm extremely bullish. I think that, look at these guys, we have this MACD on the monthly, which is almost crossing over, which indicates, I mean, look at in the history, like it's going to be the second time it's going to happen. So crazy bullish. The RSI is also in the 50 level, so we have so much room to go higher. So I will be expecting maybe a drop to 24, 25,000, then a big surge, to 37,000, because I'm expecting next month the Fed to pause interest rates. You can mark my word on it. I think they're going to be done, and then once they're going to be done, it's going to cause a big rally in the stock market. Then maybe a little bit of a pullback again at maybe 31, 32, and then my big 2023 target, which is roughly 47 to 48. And then after that, in case we're going to have a systemic crisis or like a bank crisis, I might expect Bitcoin, of course, to drop along with the stock market and go back to maybe $21,000 to $22,000. But if we're going to continue it, then let's say, for example, that the Fed is going to announce, we're going to have a soft landing and then nothing is going to happen, then I really can see Bitcoin to really surge to new highs in the next, few months. And if I calculate from here, we might probably reach, $87,000, $88,000 as a best case scenario. But right now, my point that where I'm going to sell lots of my Bitcoins is going to be roughly here at around $48,000 to $50,000. That's what I want to sell. So let's have a look what's happening in the short term as well. So as I already explained before, so as you can see from here, this was a chart I actually designed like a month ago, which I showed that Bitcoin could have been formed. Was forming a head and shoulder. And it's funny because look at that. I'm just literally like, look, it's perfect. It's just actually forming a head and shoulder. And it looks like that we might actually retest this level here at around 27,500 before Wednesday, where they're going to announce the CPI. And then after that, I guess if the CPI comes higher than expected, then we're going to see a big drop here to $23,000 to $24,000 to then, of course, bounce back and then go back to new highs. But if we're going to see results higher than expected, then I'm expecting again a nice bump. I'm going to retest this neckline over here and then maybe push up to the upside here. So, and again, last rate hike means that last time, we had the FOMC meeting. I said if we would have had a pause, we would have gone straight away into 36,000. But because we didn't have a pause, then we might actually experience more downside, which is okay. Don't worry, because look at the trend. The trend is bullish, guys. It's bullish as Crypto Burb. I really recommend you to follow him. He's a great trader. Founder of the Burb Nest, is saying that we are in a bull market. And I tend to agree with him, because look at the structure, the market structures. We were just going down. Look at that. Here they were just forming, some, higher lows in this case, but the trend was always down. But right now, from here, looks like very strong. And the other reason why I think we are in a bull market is because we are having so many bad news and the Bitcoin price is not moving. So that makes me very, very bullish on that. So even in the short term on the 4-hour chart, as you can see, we are in this sort of, we could like it probably like a triangle that some people would have said probably it looks like a diamond shaped pattern, which in general indicates a reversal to the downside. So we might probably see this and then go to the downside. But again, we just have to wait to see if it's going to break to the downside or to the upside. So on the 4-hour chart, you can really see very well the head and shoulder from here. You can see also we probably would have formed as well here a double top, and we just have to pretty much to wait to see where are we gonna. Now the other thing I want to show you as well, it's the S&P 500, the DXY, and then we're gonna go into Pepe price prediction, which I got very good. So stay tuned. I'm gonna show you where I think the Pepe coin is gonna go in the next probably 2 or 3 months. If we're gonna see a big bull run. So I'm going to go now into the S&P 500 where I can show you my targets, right? So as you can see from here, I also wrote this one a long time ago where I thought that the S&P 500 was forming a inverted head and shoulder. So right now it's still really fatiguing over here. Like it's really finding fatigue to really try to push to the upside. But I think that what we might see, it will be a nice spike to maybe this level of 4,300, then 4,600 or 4,800 in the next few months when the Fed is going to pause. And of course, we're going to go into levels, so we're not going to see this movement, to the upside straight like that. So we might see maybe like a touch to the 4,300, then a little bit of consolidation from here, then 4,600, then maybe down a little bit here, and then go to this side over here. But again, if we calculate, the height of the head and shoulder from here, and then we just translate it from here, it just brings us here to all-time high. So we could actually go back. And another reason why I'm very bullish now in the S&P 500 is because as well, as you can see, we broke this level of resistance here, this diagonal resistance at this level here, and then look what happened. So the price started to try to go to the downside, but we found a crazy amount of support around the EMAs, the exponential moving average. Look at that. It tried once, also it tried to retest this diagonal line, failed, went back to the upside, and again, the same thing happens. So this signifies lots of strength, guys. Okay, I understand that the whole world of Wall Street right now is super bearish, but I'm not, to be honest. I'm not really bearish at the moment. So we just have to wait and see in the next few weeks, what's going to happen. So also the DXY, the dollar currency index, I found this new study which showed, this is quite interesting, guys. It looks like that over here, looks like we are into a channel. Look at that. You get into this channel over here where the S&P is pretty much now falling off a cliff, right? So we said before that we could have formed a bearish flag from here, and now we're completing the flag to the downside, and the target could be roughly 94 to 95 dollars on the DXY. And but probably short term, what we could be experiencing could be maybe a pullback back, to the 103, 104, and then continue all the way down, especially if this bank crisis intensifies. So again, looks like we are into a channel over here. The channel, the bottom of the channel corresponds to the Fibonacci retracement at $94.65. So looks really that we're going to probably retest this level here, and then in case we have a big recession or a bust, then of course dollar is going to be the king, and then we might see a big spike to the upside, maybe to here, back to maybe 120, something like that. Alrighty, so the last news of the day is the Pepe coin, of course, the Pepe crazy run. Some people became millionaires, overnight. Unfortunately, I put myself at $2,000 bet with 20x leverage, and look what happened. He went down 3%, 4%, and then how much is it? No, it went down, 8%. And then I lost all my money, I got liquidated, but then it just went up, 800%. Unfortunately, I lost everything. It could have been a nice 400K, 500K, but, unfortunately, with all the, what I can tell you that, to me, in my opinion, those are pretty much, a little bit of a gambling, but I want to give you my idea, especially what I think could happen with the Pepe coin. So, Pepe right now went from 0.0013176 to almost 44.7. So it went up like 5 or 6 times in a space of a week. And the question is it going to go down and back to this downside over here, or is it going to retrace and then try to go to the upside again? So I would say there could be 2 potential scenarios from here, right? So it could be that Pepe coin is going to, again, go back to this level over here. It's not going to never come back. It was more like a pump or a dump. Or it could be forming from here. It could find support at this level at 179,110, and then once it goes back to this level, the RSI is going to be reset as well, and then it's going to shoot to the upside. So if that happens, then the first target is going to be 716. Then the Fibonacci extension is going to be maybe 1150392. Then we're going to have the 1852. So let's say, for example, that is going to go up here. We're going to see this crazy parabolic melt up, which is quite unlikely. Again, no financial advice, guys. Don't even try to trade on this. I'm just giving you like a little bit of a prediction. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take my my forecast and my analysis as financial advice, because it could go the other way. This to me is purely gambling. I don't think that the Pepe coin is something that you have to think with TA, but again, I just want to give you an insight of what I think. So again, if I go over here and then I open a long position at this level here, and then I'm going to see the target, Pepe could go up another 1,400%, so 14 times what it is right now. So again, could be happening, could not be happening, but very hard to tell. But again, if I could give you financial advice, I would say don't invest in a Pepe coin, because it's all like, it's like a Ponzi scheme. It's a pump and dump. They're going to probably dump it, so be careful with that. If you're investing in Bitcoin, I would say that's great. Ethereum, or the Bitcoins, Cardano, but those which don't have any fundamentals or any utility, I would just be very careful with that. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope it was helpful, and if you have a comment, just please leave a comment down below, and please subscribe to the channel for more information, and I'm going to see you